Hey, welcome to video number 261 of Walker This Way with Hazel Walker, who is
the queen of all things B&I and networking, and I am walking the world through the haze of networking.
yeah, sure. You threw me off. You used the old tagline, and now you combined them. You're mashing it up.
I know. I like you to be confused.
That, as we all know, that does not take a lot.
I know it's a short trip.
Yeah, I'm already there. So Hazel, one of the things that comes up for a lot of people, especially now, especially in the world that we're living in right now, is safety, right? People not necessarily feeling safe to maybe go out, maybe in their work environments, and B&I is no different. And that comes up from time to time, although members occasionally will say, well, I don't feel safe here, or talking or saying these things, whatever. But because we're B&I, guess what? We got a solution for that.
That would be our non-discrimination and no harassment policies.
Right.
So the reason people sometimes don't feel safe in a chapter is if they have someone in that chapter who's very domineering, who comes off as a very strong domineering personality, right? And that makes a person feel like, especially if they're a younger, newer member, and it's an older, more senior member, that makes them feel unsafe. And I don't know that unsafe really means physically unsafe,
no.
Right? It could be just harassment. It could be just verbal harassment.
Right.
Right? Any kind of thing that makes you uncomfortable is something you need to take into consideration. But that applies also to consultants, right? You can't harass our consultants. Our consultants are members also. And just because you're mad about something that's going on with a policy and the membership committee or whatever, you can't berate and harass our consultants. And they take a bit of grief sometimes.
They do.
That is not fair to them because they're just really trying their best to help the chapters be their best. We have that harassment policy also covers sexual harassment, right? And as you know, I have a zero tolerance policy that if I just hear from someone that that's happening, we're likely going to remove you from the chapter, right? Because that is just not okay. Physical, sexual, all of that is not okay. Inappropriate touching, inappropriate comments. And we're seeing it across businesses all the time now, where people are doing the wrong things and other people get really upset about it really fast.
Right.
And so that no harassment policy, we do live by that we keep that in place. We really don't have a lot of problem with it. It's only occasionally.
Yeah.
But
and we also have the non-discrimination policy together with it as well.
That you can't discriminate for race, religion, sexual orientation, any of that. Yeah, all humans who come to the table are humans coming to the table. You can judge them based on, are they new in business? Do they have customers? Are they a good fit for our chapter? Are they licensed? Are they insured? All of that's good, but you can't go to that. Oh, well.
Yeah.
We can't go there.
So the question we get is, well, where's that written? Oh, it's written.
It's written.
Operations manual, and you have the 11 policies that we know of, and then there's the other two, which is non-discrimination and non-harassment policy.
And those are on the back of the policy brochure under administration policies.
Yeah.
Those two policies are our requirement to enforce.
Right.
Like that's where you come to us with those, and we're going to get on it right away. It goes above and beyond just the membership committee. You can take it to the membership committee, but ultimately it is up to us to make sure that stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I guess we could talk just quickly about where to have one-to-ones, because it follows under that. That's come up a bit. And when you're having it's have one-to-ones where you feel safe in a public place, whatever it is. Because somebody said to me, B&I demands that we have it at the other person's workplace. I go, no, B&I doesn't make any demand in any such way ever. It's a public place is always best, right?
I usually recommend that, or the library, coffee shops, just places where you can find a little quiet place. I like bookstores. I like to meet at the bookstore. They have comfy chairs, and I can have coffee, and we can sit and have a conversation.
And everybody's like, shh.
No, that's the library.
Okay. Well, I don't, you can tell I don't go to bookstores, so there you go.
Yeah, but
But
the
in
bookstore,
the end, for our members, just know that we do have actual policies around discrimination, around harassment. Absolutely.
even if you're a non-member and you've been thinking about BNI, just know that we have these available, and we do stick to our policies. So contrary to things you hear, and sometimes you'll hear people go, oh, BNI did this or BNI did that. Well, that's usually you're just getting one side of the story,
Yeah.
right? Because I am a stickler for those two policies.
Yeah. And I would like to extend, if I may be so bold as to do this, you mentioned that it applies to our consultants as well. And it also extends to your, let's say, franchise manager, me, and perhaps the executive directors like you and Mark Graber. It extends to everybody.
Yeah, it does.
Extends to everybody. And it's both ways. It's both ways.
No harassing and bullying, and it just and that includes on social media, all over the place.
All over the place. Yeah. So you're protected. We have an answer for it. And if you're facing it in either Indiana or BC, or there's some issues, we have a call Ken thing. Call Ken. And if you don't have a Ken, and if you don't know who Ken is, that means you don't have it in your region. You can reach out to your support team, your executive directors, franchise owners as well.
Absolutely.
All right, Hazel Walker. Till next time.
See you then.
Bye.